We are blind to the worlds within us, waiting to be born.
Alright, welcome back everybody to the second episode of the Retro Game Commentary. I'm your host, Prowling Dead, joined by me once again, BeerMe420.
What's up, everybody?
Alright, as everybody can tell, we're going through Castlevania right now. And you know what? You just gotta love that damn detail on those trees. I mean, look at it.
You know, the detail is good with everything, but if you look at the character, just like Mario and some of the other characters that were going on at the time, they're like bland.
Yeah.
You can see where they could have put the details in, like going by the lines, but the color is always a bland color compared to everything else.
Yeah, well, actually, this one might be a little bit different because I found, on the last one we did, I did not do it, unfortunately. The color will be a little bit corrected. I found out I can do like a quick fix on the color. Because I don't know if I'm seeing what everybody else is seeing on my TV.
You know, I think the color is correct, because I don't remember making a comment on Mario about how bland Mario looked, but it looks the same as when I remember it. So the characters always seem more bland, and that could just be because they're the ones doing most of the movement.
Right, well, also, you know that this game is actually not... This version wasn't the first time this game was released.
When was this one released?
Well, it was released on the Nintendo in '87, but it was originally released in Japan on, let's see, what was it called? Family Computer Disk System. FCDS, and then again on the MSX2, but this was released as Akamajo Dracula or something like that. It was originally translated as Devil's Castle Dracula. So this is actually a remake of a Japan game.
But it's original for us US people.
Yeah, but I'm just saying this isn't the first time it was released. You know, but the NES took out some things, so we're gonna try to get a copy of the original version to see what they had changed and stuff like that, because I guess different levels and it has a different structure.
Now I noticed, just like Mario, these games are always structured around people that seem to have springs for legs.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. I mean, if you think about it, how big this actually is, your character jumps high.
Yeah, and like it is what turned into be platform games.
Yeah, which honestly I suck. And oh, and by the way, everybody, I do use cheats on these games, as you can tell. Castlevania, I'm using it where I think I start each level with 99 hearts, and I've got unlimited energy.
Now, isn't this one, or am I thinking of another one where you can actually throw your whip straight up?
That's got to be another one.
Okay.
Now, they did, now, I don't know remember how many times they've done a Castlevania game, but they've done...
Castlevania's been done a lot, dude. I had it on Game Boy, the original black and white colored Game Boy.
Right.
And if I remember right, I was able to throw my whip straight up in the air.
Yeah, I think that was something that, because you can't do it on 3. I don't think it was on any of the NES versions. Because whenever you do the up in the fire, that sets off your special weapon.
Oh, okay.
See how red this is? This is like really red.
And your character almost kind of blends in if it wasn't for his dull looking red.
We're gonna get into that later on with the way they did these levels. Some of them are very hard to see. I mean, incredibly hard to see. In fact, I missed some stairs and stuff going through it because I
mean,
just could
you
not
can
see
tell. You can tell this is originally the way it looked because I mean, look at the hearts that are falling down on you. Those are clear, nice-looking red. You could tell what they are, other than your bland-looking character.
Yeah.
And now you got the lame-ass whip. Oh, not anymore.
Well, I died earlier, but of course, you know, as you know, and as everybody knows right now, these games do have cuts to them where you're not sitting here watching me do a game for an hour and a half that could take 30 minutes, you know. Because I'm not a very good game player. Oh, there's my one death. So, I forgot to edit that one out. But at least everybody knows I'm not like a super wonderful player that just flies through these games, you know.
And that's your downfall.
Yep. I don't know. Oh, that's right. I was looking
Because
for the
after
other
over
whip.
20 years, you should be an excellent player at
I
something
know.
like this.
I've just never been.
And what are these things? They're like little.
They're
what are they,
Medusa.
flying Medusas?
Yeah, they're Medusa heads. They're actually very common in the game series.
It's been so long since I've seen this game.
Let's see. I know it's been redone a few times, like re-released. So yeah, it was ported to a Japanese family computer. I guess that might have been the Super Famicom. Yep, the Famicom. That included an easy mode and an option to save, which really, if you guys look, this game was not cut down at all. The time is right. It took me 37 minutes to go through this game. You know, in an actual play form. Without all the deaths and stuff. Otherwise, it's incredibly hard.
This is a nice pace from last week when we had to watch you read. I mean, that was the only excitement in that game. I mean, at least now we get to actually see you do something.
Yeah. I try to... Yep. See?
Looks like these are the Knights of the Round Table just pacing around. Waiting to die.
Yeah, hopefully people...
How do
laugh
they even
about
attack
that.
you? Just touch you? I mean, I have not yet seen them do an actual move. They just walk by you and touch you. And
Yeah, they do. A lot of the enemies do that. You know, they just kind of... Like the Medusa heads, they're all like on a track, you know?
yeah, I mean, that's the way things were back then. Oh, they're throwing your sword like Zelda.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and so everybody knows this is my first time through this game in probably 20 years. So I think I did pretty well, considering.
Well, considering you didn't have all the cheats back 20 years ago, yeah, you're doing pretty damn good.
I never beat this game. This is the very first time I ever beat it.
Dude, I don't think I've ever beaten a single Nintendo game at all, unless it was golf or
Oh, see, I saved another death.
Percy Pro-Am.
So this is 37 minutes with a few deaths thrown in. So that means, you know, really, if I was to go back and play it again, I'd probably have it beat in like 30 minutes easy.
I mean, I remember beating Mario, the original Super Mario Brothers, but that's only because I found the cheat to get me to the last level.
Yeah. Well, that one used to take me hours as a kid. Now, you know, I sent you the video already. We have the video ready, but we're not doing the non-horror yet. We will be, by the way. Everybody that's listening, we will be doing non-horror games. I do have Super Mario Brothers ready, full force, without warp zones, and it took me, what was that video, 57 minutes
Yeah, something like
to
that.
get
yeah.
through the whole thing?
I don't know, dude, but these fucking dinosaur skulls are kicking your ass right now.
I know, it's like... Plus, what else helped is I finally cleaned my damn controller today. So,
Yes, and keep that in mind, people. A clean controller is a good working controller.
yes, it makes a big difference. I don't know what those are. Honestly, I don't know what that is.
What's that?
That little 2 emblem and you get a 3. I'm assuming it's for power, but I never really saw a difference.
And neither do we. You're still getting your ass kicked by the Medusa heads that are on a single pattern. Here we are.
Oh, giant Medusa head.
Giant Medusa head.
But you know, the biggest
Thank
thing.
you, Mario, but our princess is in another castle.
Yeah, no shit. You know what sucks about playing these games though, and I'm sure for people watching them, a lot of these games growing up, if you haven't bothered to look at them lately, you remember them looking a hell of a lot better than they do now.
That's because back then, that's all you had to compare with.
Yeah.
I mean, these games were top of the line back then. I mean, now you're getting into stuff that's compared to this movie quality. And we still bitch about how games nowadays look.
You know, I brought up this online and people were like, well, it's hard, you know, and that I understand. But really, we bitch that games are, we pay $60 for a game. And we bitch and, you know, say we got ripped off if the playthrough is 2 hours. But this game was $60 when it came out, or $50. And literally 30 minutes is how long it takes to get through it. If you can get through it, you know.
It was $50 to $60 back then.
Yeah.
And you're not taking into account of inflation.
No, they were $50 games back then.
So then you know what that means. This game right now, if it were to come out, if it was that price back then, we'd be looking at a $120 game right now.
Yeah, I mean, games when they first come out, they've never really changed. Even Atari games were what, $30?
They've
20,
always
30?
been expensive.
Yeah, I mean,
inexpensive to what we say now, but they were still, in relative speaking, the same price back then.
I mean, look at PlayStation games too. I mean, those were.
Don't leave your bag. Don't leave your
$50,
bag of dope. Oh, your bag of dope is gone.
You know, I don't know. A lot of that stuff I think is just for points. I'm trying to look up to see what the heck, you know, your pickups are. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, the money bags and crowns and stuff are just for points. That really doesn't matter. Well, remember when people used to look at
stop
points?
getting your ass kicked by those fucking Medusa points.
I know. That's always been my downfall. I've never been good at getting past those things. And they're on, like I said, they're on a track. It's not like they change, you know.
And you're talking about points, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Back then, points meant everything. I mean, games like this, games like Donkey Kong and Pac-Man, they were put in competitions to where it didn't matter if you passed the level. It's, did you pass the level with the highest amount of points?
Right. Well, not really so much for these because they had an ending, you know.
No, but points still mattered.
You know, Atari games and stuff never really had endings, so they had to go by points.
I don't know, but there's a baby somewhere in the castle.
Yeah. Alright, let's see. Might actually... There it goes. I got him. Yeah, those things is just like... Oh, and birds. Made popular in Resident Evil.
Well, the birds are no different than the Medusa heads.
No, they actually kind of fly around, you know. They're still kind of on a track, but... I can't get this joke.
Everything on these games are on a track. That was like part of the replay values. You knew exactly how to get past it.
Oh yeah, and it helped me on this.
It's like watching the fires in the thing going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, duck. You know.
Oh, and they keep pausing because I'm using the little stopwatch, which stops times for a couple.
Oh,
seconds.
Is that what that was? I thought maybe it was a glitch.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, and the 2 and the 3 little numbers, it has to do with the special weapons. They allow them to be shot twice at once, and then the special weapon can be shot 3 times at once.
Dude, that skeleton's totally throwing boners at you.
I can't get that fucking bird either. I remember this part. Well, see, my downfall is jumping. You know, like jumping over those. I always seem to fuck up.
If you played enough Mario, you should be used to it.
It's different.
I mean, if you look, it's a little bit different, but the formula is still the same. Everything's on a track. You need to jump when you need to jump, duck when you need to duck, and I don't think you can duck in this game.
Yeah, you can. See?
That seems to be a maneuver you should have done a long time ago, but...
Well, the problem is playing one time through some of these games, you know, my learning curve picks up, you know, halfway through the game.
Oh, you killed my mummies.
Yeah. Oh, and that's another thing, too, is that, you know, this game was built entirely around the classic Universal monsters, you know.
Yeah, because you're going against Dracula. Obviously, they're mummies. Now, I don't remember... I used to play this game, but I don't remember, was there the werewolf, too?
Honestly, I don't remember. I guess this is going to be a surprise to me, too. See, I know there was the Medusa head on the first one, and then the...
Because you gotta think, back then, all the Universal classic monsters was all there was.
Yeah.
You know, we didn't have the Grudge and, you know, things like that. So we just had the basic vampire, mummy, werewolf, creature from Black Lagoon
Right.
style monsters. What
Yeah,
year
that's
did you
like
say
a-
this game came out in?
87 for the Nintendo. I guess that's kind of like a creature from the Black Lagoon type creature. You know what else is great about this game? It's not the same levels, and that's what else got the praise for it. Because, you know, critics did say it was a short game. You know, because it is. But the levels are all different. You know, you're not stuck on a loop. Like some of the games that I've played and we're going to be going through, you're on a big loop throughout the entire game.
Right.
You know, or... You know, there's levels, and especially Castlevania 3. That's really when it started changing. Well, no, 2 really changed, but it was still... Of what I played on that game, you're still kind of in a little loop going on with the towns and stuff like that. But Dracula's Curse made a major change in the series. But that one did not feature Simon.
What did it feature?
I don't remember the guy's name. It's like Brad or some crap like that.
Hello, I'm Brad.
Yeah, but yeah, it was a Belmont, but it wasn't Simon Belmont. I know the most popular one, and of what critics have said the best one has been, is off the PlayStation, the Symphony of the Night.
Okay.
Yeah, it took me a little while too to figure out that you could kill those birds. No, really, you can see the pixelation in the blocks. Part of it too is that we're looking at them on high definition, graphics too. Back then, you probably didn't see them as well on a CRT TV. Now you gotta think about that too.
There are a lot of games that came out in 1987.
Is there? Like what?
Yeah, well, kind of makes me think of when I got my original Nintendo system. Because they got Top Gun, which was very popular.
Yeah.
Mega Man also came out.
That's really popular.
Wizards and Warriors, which I remember a little bit about.
I love that game. I mean, it was simple, but that was.
Jaws
really
came
fun
out in
game.
'87.
No, we're gonna be doing that one too. That was a horrible game, but we're gonna be commentating on that one.
Not much you can do to make a good game about a giant killer fish.
It was pretty bad, but like I said, that's gonna be one of our next couple commentaries. So,
Spy Hunter came out.
Spy Hunter was a
That was
landmark
very
game.
popular.
Yeah.
That was very, very popular. And what makes me lead to believe this is when I got my Nintendo is Track and Field.
Right. That came out with the Power Pad.
Nintendo Power Pad, which my first Nintendo didn't came out with Robbie the Robot. It came with the Nintendo Power Pad.
Right.
So I had Mario Brothers, Duck Hunt, and I also had the Power Pad. And I'll tell you what, the Power Pad, the greatest thing about that Power Pad was depending on the home you lived in. Because if you lived in a real house with solid foundation, it was okay. But if you moved into a trailer, something that had floors that were elevated from the actual ground,
Yeah.
the thing drove your parents nuts. Because it was nothing but boom, 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 boom throughout the whole entire house. And how many times when you were playing that Power Pad did you just give up trying to run on it and you just sat there, squatted down, and used your hands and hit those pads?
I never did that, but my friend had taught me one trick because I never had one. My friends did though. He had taught me one trick where you could like have 1 foot off and 1 foot on, and it registered a lot better.
Really?
Yeah.
I never knew the trick.
Yeah.
See, I liked it, and then my parents got a divorce. My mom married some idiot who I didn't like anyway.
Yeah.
And we moved to a trailer, so we were now technically trailer trash. But the best thing about the Power Pad was my friends came over. I said, hey, you want to piss this dude off? And every single one was like, hell yeah, how do we do it? Like, let's play the Power Pad. He'd be banging on my door. You guys knock that off right now. And we'd be like, okay. Wait 15 minutes. Boom, 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 boom. Again. Yeah, it was great. Right, Kid Icarus came out back then too.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff.
I never really got into that. I mean, I grew up with horror, so a lot of my games were the horror-based games.
Now, let's see how well your Nintendo lore is compared to mine. And I am genuinely asking because without using the internet, I don't know or remember. What was the TV cartoon show that had Simon Belmont in there?
That was
Had the Power Glove.
Yeah, that was Captain N, the Game Master.
Captain and the Game Master, that's right. Okay, very good.
Which
Now,
Simon
you
was kind of
actually
an idiot on that show.
Well, yeah, but he wasn't the main character.
No.
The main character was Captain N, because he had the freaking Power Glove, which only had usefulness on the cartoon and not in real life.
Right. Yeah, my dad's actually got one of those.
Still?
Yeah, he's got his Nintendo still. He's got a bunch of games too. Oh, look at those steps, how much they blend into that.
Yeah, you don't even know their steps until you just hit the button the right way to walk up them. Yeah,
Yeah,
I remember all that.
Yeah, there was actually one point. Then you'll see it. Well, like I said, the pixelation is going to be a lot worse on this than it is on a CRT TV.
It doesn't change the way it was. You had no idea things were steps until you just happened to hit the button just the right way to start climbing up them. Because you could always walk past them.
Yeah.
But you just had to get it the right way to go up them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the Nintendo actually came out, I had to look, in North America in 85. So this was 2 years after release.
85.
Yep.
I think it was late 85, wasn't it?
It doesn't say, it just says 85. Oh, no, wait. October, yeah.
October 85, so late 85.
Now, like my friend Terry, which is listening to this, he's in Australia. He didn't get it for a year later.
Well,
Actually, almost
gotta
a full
think,
year later.
I mean, you got to think.
No,
The
2
way
years later.
things-
I'm sorry.
The way things work now, most of the time they're not even released in the country they're developed in until after the United States gets them.
Yeah, well, this was, he's in Australia, and they didn't get this until 1987, so the year this game was released is when, like, Terry got, was able to get his.
Right. Now, see, this year kind of brings back memories. Brings back memories of the Power Pad, Duck Hunt. I mean, who could not fail at Duck Hunt? I mean, you still had to somewhat aim, but all you pretty much had to do was point that gun towards the TV and you got every hit.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad and I used to play, and we would, like, turn around and not even look at the TV, wait for the dog go off, and fucking just turn around and start blasting, or we fucking would shoot over our shoulders and not even looking at it, just to see who can get what.
Right.
You know?
You know, it's funny, you know, if you think about it, Nintendo started, like, everything.
Oh, they did. They're at the core of everything that is involved now, which is a very sad thing to hear, that Nintendo is about ready to go under. The Wii U is not making money at all, and they are actually considering stopping making hardware and just selling out the software.
Right.
So we're now going to be able to start playing Mario on the Xbox and PlayStation, you know, which is really sad to hear, because that is an end of a gaming era that has lasted for 30 years now, if not more. You know, Nintendo was at the forefront of everything. I mean, they brought home. I mean, Atari did too, don't get me wrong. But, I mean, real hardcore gaming at home came from Nintendo.
Right.
You know, and Nintendo had battles with, of course, Atari in the very beginning, which they easily stomped to the ground. And then they had the Sega. But the Sega came along, if I'm not mistaken, right around the Super Nintendo era, which is when Sega really started getting into the picture. And then they lost to Nintendo and ended up quit making hardware and just selling their software.
Well, I think mainly it was PlayStation, really, because the Sega Saturn and Dreamcast couldn't compete with it.
Right. I mean, you had the TurboGrafx 16.
And wow, I
Sega
don't know if you're noticing or not, but I don't think I edited this video, like, at all.
No, you're dying a lot by this bat right here.
Yeah.
This bat is kicking your ass. But I mean, look at all the systems that came up and tried to knock Nintendo off the top of the mountain. You had TurboGrafx 16. You had Sega Saturn, Sega X32, or
You're
whatever
talking about
the multi-tier thing you put on your Genesis.
Yeah, you're talking about the 32-bit card plus the CD.
Yeah, so I mean, you had all these things that tried to go against Nintendo, and Nintendo beat them all. And then you had PlayStation come out during the year of Nintendo 64. And Nintendo 64 put up one hell of a fight.
Oh, yeah.
I had them both, but I can tell you this, most of my gameplay was on Nintendo 64. I mean, they kind of revolutionized 3D playing, turning your camera around to get different angles and stuff, when PlayStation was more focused on playability with motion picture action going on.
Right.
which picked up later on, but when it came to playability, it really wasn't a big deal. Nobody cared. And then what did you have after 64? You had the GameCube. GameCube did very well. And in competition with PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2. Then you had the Wii, then you had the Nintendo Wii, which really didn't do very well, on a comparability level, but still did very well in sales. So they were still a contender.
Well, like I said, though, before, and it's been brought up before, they brought out a substandard system in a high definition,
Right, which is because Nintendo was still counting on their games. They were still counting on Mario, Zelda to carry the system like it had before in the past.
Yeah.
And without having the backing that the major systems do now, like Sony and Microsoft, they had to go with what they knew and what they could afford.
Oh, we're at the end.
At the end of the game?
Yeah.
Already? Wow.
Yeah. This is Dracula. Hopefully I edited this out. If not, then you guys are going to be in for a treat. Huh?
I said if you didn't edit it, you die like 50 times, dude. I mean, because you can't jump up high enough to go with 3 bullets there.
No, I did not know how to beat him, and I didn't edit this out. You know what? Just hold on. I'm going to edit this out.
I wouldn't edit it out.
Just leave it?
Yeah, just leave it.
Okay, everybody, you just heard it. I was going to edit it out.
It shows the hardship that you went through.
Well, I didn't know how to beat the damn thing. The guy.
All you got to do is keep whipping him.
See,
Same thing you've been doing throughout the whole damn game.
No, his life wasn't going down. See, we got a big pause here. So really, this game's like 25 minutes. Or 30 minutes. So, sorry everybody
And
for
he
that.
comes back with the same ass maneuvers. Because he knows they work.
Well, see, I didn't know, like I said, I didn't know how to beat him. I've never played to the end of this game before. I know people are sitting there, hit him in the head, you idiot. That's all you gotta do is just hit him in the head.
And you can't jump up on top of that coffin, can you?
No, but I didn't know at this point to hit him in the head. So I'm just kind of like jumping around. I guess trying holy water, which makes sense. I mean, people might be laughing right now.
It makes sense if you actually hit him with the holy water like that.
Yeah, but
The other holy waters were like no good.
No, I gotta hit him in the head.
Now it's weird that Dracula tries to shoot you with bullets instead of
No, he's doing like
trying to suck your blood.
Yeah, fireballs or something. See,
Yeah.
I finally figure out how to beat him. Like, oh, good. You know.
Well, it's also good that you're not taking damage.
Yeah, that too.
I mean, how many times would you have died by now?
Oh God, I couldn't have made it through the damn game. Why am I throwing holy water? I think my controller is
Because you
messing
still
up.
think it worked. No, you still think your holy water works.
Probably.
Just whip him in the head. The main weapon you've had throughout this whole entire game.
Oh, I know people are sitting there yelling at the screen like, "Come on, you fucking idiot!" You know.
If they made it this far, yes.
Actually, you know what? This is the second time me playing him. I still couldn't figure out the first time, so I figured, okay, maybe I gotta do holy water. So I went back and redid it again. And
Well, you just now got him down to half a life. Wow.
I know.
That's how impossible these games were back then.
Oh yeah. I mean, if you watch how many times I flash and shit, I mean, I probably could have been a little bit more tactical on it, but... Oh yeah, I would have died like
How
so
can you
many
be
times.
tactical on this? I mean, jump just at the point he fires, so when you hit the ground, you completely miss the bullets.
Pretty much. Yeah.
I mean, that's like split-second timing right there, buddy.
Mm-hmm. I mean, people have beat it though, so it's not like it's impossible. There goes his head.
And there's his demon.
Yep. Oh, that's right. He's really easy though. Let's see, there'd be 1 hit, 2 hits, 3 hits. Because once you get going on him, he doesn't move.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You're using your cheats so that you're never losing your chainmail whip.
Well, I want to lose.
You're never going back to the original whip, which you would have been in the original game.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I would have died. But see, he's not moving now. I figured out that once you get going on him, all you gotta do is start hitting him, and he doesn't move. Which they probably did, because they probably figured, okay, we just let him beat Dracula, you know?
Well, Dracula does seem to be the main fight. You know, this just seemed to be the topping on the cake.
Yeah.
You know, you already got through everything else.
I'm just wondering how many people got to Dracula and then died on the demon. You know?
Without using cheats, probably
Yeah.
not many.
Alright.
Unless they were die-hard Castlevania
Now,
fans,
these credits
which
are
there
actually... Let's see, these credits are actually cool. Never, like I said, never seen them before. But screenplay by Bram Stoker, Dracula, Christopher Lee, B. Death, Bella.
Stoker is the actual original author of Dracula book, Bram Stoker.
Right, but if you look at the names, they're using famous names. They're just changing them up a little bit.
Right, so I mean, these names really are just totally fictitious.
Yeah, but they're based on, like, you know, Bram Stoker and stuff like that. Oh, and by the way, it says Simon Belmondo, not Belmont. Alright, everybody, next week we're going to be having Splatterhouse. Make sure you stay up after this for the credits, and make sure you subscribe, and we will see you later.
Good night, everybody.